importance in global society. When I started THTC in '99 with my brother Drew and a friend Dan Sobran, I just finished studying advertising and marketing at UWE in Bristol. And although I found it fascinating, it was obvious that to go to work for any of the existing advertising agencies, I'd actually have to work for their clients, which would inevitably involve working for fast food chains, big oil, banks, pharmaceutical companies and other businesses whose beliefs and ethics were very different to ours. It was my brother Drew who first made me aware of hemp as an alternative fuel source, alternative to energy source, foods, plastics, textiles and paper. We set up a society called Hempology, or he set up Hempology in 1995 at Hull University, and I did so in UWE, with the concept being to work alongside music events and help spread awareness of this incredibly diverse crop by handing out flyers and presenting samples of hemp in various forms. Right. Up until the 1937 Marijuana Tax Act was pushed through, hemp had been one of the world's most traded commodities, and definitely one of the oldest. When you use 55% hemp in a t-shirt compared with 100% conventionally grown cotton, you can actually save about 2,500 litres of fresh water. Now, more recently, thanks to advances in technology, hemp can actually be grown with 10% water use of cotton. So we produced our first range of hemp t-shirts and shirts and jeans in 2000, after our parents had taken a great leap of faith and invested into THTC to actually get us going. I set about my task of cold calling shops in an attempt to sell them the range. However, the very mention of what we consider to be positive USPs, such as hemp, fair trade, ethical, organic, actually had them kind of running for the door or scrambling to get to the phone. Now the issue was palpable. It was a perception of ethically produced and organic clothing was that it was very uncool, it was way too niche, and it was not marketable. The general consensus was that hemp fabric, as a texture, had the texture and qualities of maybe camel's hair, which was true about 20 years ago. So often the response from buyers was that we were doing a good thing, but it just wasn't for their customers, or not what their customers wanted. So years later, as awareness of fair trade and organics actually spread, so that the market share has expanded dramatically, we set out to raise awareness of the hemp plant and to bring hemp to the high streets. THTC actually became the first organic brand to be stocked into Virgin Megastores in 2004, and into TKMAXX a few years later. However, at this time, most of our stockists began to disappear from the UK. Small chains and individual streetwear shops became swallowed up as the British high street became increasingly more homogenised. I dread to think how many of our past stockists are now Tesco Metros and Starbucks. However, despite the huge growth in sales of organic and fair trade products, the vast majority of such goods is still purchased by females. It's almost as if females are more sensitive to the needs of the planet and people than men. Who would have thought it? The vast majority of THTC's customers are male, probably because I've branded the company myself and I don't pretend to understand the inner complexities of the female brain. Then again, showing now it does. While most savvy marketeers will adhere to the first rule of marketing and set out to identify their target market, we actually set ourselves a new challenge to attempt to create a market, a group of young, creative, activist soldiers who help carry our message. So we set out to try and make environmentalism cool. Does anyone want to drink water? So, we're always very much into hip-hop culture from THTC. I'm not talking about Puff Daddy or 50 Pence or whatever his name is, or the general household names that people tend to associate with hip-hop these days. I'm talking more about the principles and ideals in which hip-hop was originally based, namely a creative, positive, and often activist form of street poetry and expression. THTC clothing has always been very design-led, meaning we never expected our customers to sacrifice style for ethics. So we never banged on too much about being ethical. If you force your ethics onto people, they'll generally lose interest. The fact that our garments were made from cannabis definitely helped convince certain artists to support THTC. Woody Harrelson, for one. Franny Armstrong's amazing documentary, The Age of Stupid, astutely draws comparisons between the Holocaust and the current environmental global situation, suggesting that although so many people are aware of how wrong it is, most people feel powerless to do anything about it. They say knowledge is power, though we are powerless if we don't actually act on that knowledge. We realised that fighting for shelf space with brands such as Nike, Stussy and Carhartt was near impossible. Not only were these trusted brands with years of trading history, but their production costs were a fraction of what ours were. In an age where communications and technology are now so advanced, the potential for people power has never been greater. We're not going to be able to halt the destruction of the planet's ecosystems unless we all pull together, and that means both consumers and industry need to change dramatically. The role of celebrity cannot be underestimated. People tend to herd like sheep towards the rich and famous, even when so many seem to have achieved fame without any real reason. Big Brother contestants, for one. Celebrities, I believe, do have a responsibility as opinion formers to create a positive change. The likes of Leonardo DiCaprio, Colin and Olivia Firth, Sir David Attenborough and such, modern-day heroes. Though the majority of celebrities are far more lethargic at voicing their influence. When Justin Timberlake can become the voice of McDonald's and the most highly paid world footballers will line up to endorse Pepsi for a bin liner full of cash, it's hardly surprising that the kids are often misled. Tiger Woods, for instance, earns more for endorsing Nike for one round of golf than an Indonesian Nike worker would earn in 10 years. There's something horribly wrong here. Should the Beckhams become environmental activists, I'm sure half the planet would follow suit. One of George Bush's first acts after being elected president in 2001 was actually to take the solar panels off of the White House. At THTC, we've never actually been in a position to pay any artist to wear our clothes, though in 12 years I've never actually been asked. They support the brand because they want to receive something better than money. They want to be a part of something positive, to be an influence to change. I think that most people are searching for ways to make a change for the better, but get so caught up in the everyday grind of life, they don't have time or the energy to do anything about it. To those who feel hopeless to make a difference, I'll say one thing. Make small changes. If you want to change the world, you can start by changing your wardrobe, or at least a small part of it. Boycott is one of the most powerful tools available for any activist, whether it's fast food chain, an oil company, or a supermarket. TV, I believe, is also a big problem. There are so many life-changing documentaries out there, but you really have to look if you want to find them. Food Inc., The Age of Stupid, The End of the Line, Zeitgeist. I turn on the TV a lot more these days if these kind of films were broadcast regularly on mainstream TV, but instead were treated to hundreds of reality shows about pointless celebrities. I think the problem is that we're not scared enough. The environmental issues facing us today are often dumbed down. The effects of deforestation, overfishing and chemical use on crops are now almost close to irreversible. And at the current rate of growth, the world's population will have actually doubled in the next 45 years, so resources simply cannot last. It's not all doom and gloom, however. History has shown us time and again that a slight shift in global consciousness can lead to a dramatic change. I, for one, think we'll be alright. There are now more eco-minded journalists, businesses and awards than ever before, and the movement is definitely gaining momentum. I consider THTC to be a stepping stone brand, an introduction into organic, ethically produced clothing for people who might not have otherwise ever considered it. At £25 our t-shirts are affordable, and every season we work with upcycling brands such as Good One and My Only One to create remade dresses, play suits, hooded tops and tops from old stock. It's said that an area the size of the Royal Albert Hall is filled with landfill waste in the UK every 2 hours. That's a pretty terrifying statistic. We work with street artists such as Mau Mau, 5-1 and Hearst to create graphics which we then print onto our t-shirts, which are made from either hemp or carbon neutral cotton. THTC t-shirts have been supported by hundreds of artists, musicians, actors, poets and activists, including Newton Faulkner, Damien Albarn, Woody Harrelson, Benjamin Zephaniah, Goldie, Sunita, Beardy Man, Olivia Firth, the Phoenix Rose, and Sam Roddick, and political prisoner Robert King of Gang Over 3. Without the support of all these people and others like them, THTC would not have lasted longer than a few years, and for that I'm eternally grateful. We've also produced ranges for the NHS, Peace Not War, the Burma Campaign, Africa Bambata, and over 50 other brands, artists and charities. We're founding members of the Ethical Fashion Forum and have been nominated in Lucy Siegel's Ethical Awards and Cindy Rhodes' Refashion Awards, both of whom deserve special praise for their ongoing support of the cause. To plagiarise a great leader, ask not what your planet can do for you, ask what you can do for your planet. I'd also like to thank my brother Drew for his vision in the first place, and my mum for her unwavering support, and for subscribing to the National Geographic magazine since we were kids, which has definitely been a big influence on my brother and I from an early age. Thanks also to my business advisors Nick Jones and Howard Weisberg, who have helped me through some difficult times over the years, and to Paul Ewell, who stuck with me when times were tough. Finally, a big thank you to Davina, Minaxi and all the crew who gave me this opportunity to speak to you all today. I'd like to pass you over to my two friends and supporters, Pikey Esquire and Leon Rhymes, who are going to treat you to a quick track they've put together.
Afternoon. How's everybody feeling? Is everybody good? Cool. If you do want to get some more of THTC clothing, it's thtc.co.uk.
Hello.
Check them out. We'll do a little ensemble.
It's Pikey Esquire, Leon Rhymes representing THTC.
Hello? Oh, hi, hello. Who is it? I'm really sorry for what's happening right now. We'll try our hardest to get this sorted, but this is how we feel.
Imagine the planet within geography and animals possibly on a galaxy watching us from the balconies having a gander, laughing at us, probably wrapping apples to drop them, and as after thinking nothing of it, just another solid excuse to abuse us. Gravity is obvious as an art to them. Think it's madly planning to keep the cash to it's random to be the traffic through tracks we keep on having to capture the vast majority. To them we're just the forest people, chopping trees down, knocking up streets and cropping green belts across the speed ground. They look upon us like we look upon whatever's beneath ground under our feet now. Like a badger set, as we travel end to end, they're examining the patterns of our damaged nest. As we wreak havoc, dragging daggers through its chest. If we could see within ourselves, could we see the stars? And we within a stellar state that we claim is ours. Is the reason that for 7 days a week we keep our calm in the street to the beat and you deep into the hearts. Up above, see the birds overhead. I bet they're looking down and I bet they're just seeing specks, little flecks in the blue and green sky, but becoming blacker as the buildings reach higher. So now these equal dots are dwindling similarly to the way our whole stars is twinkling, and they both are resultants of our own dark culture. Egotistic, narcissistic, both arms clutching. We gross our resistance in this slow march to grow large, the wish in addition to our wish to go far. So listen to this, it's combing noses. They think we're so near, but we can see we're so far. And so far, she's producing no scars. Miss Mother Earth, blitz the bits by the crowbars. You need to know true harmony's found within yourself, so dig deep into your own heart. Mother Nature's flatlining.
Woo! One, two, fantastic, you guys. Well done, Gav. That was brilliant. So much information and all brilliantly true. So, anyway, you all having a good time?